I mean, that's, I guess, why James and I, our own sort of movement is to get beyond this whole party politics charade. We have, party politics is just a bloody game. I mean, it's like being back at university in Glasgow with the debate societies. I mean, that's all it is. It's just one big game. They don't really care about anybody. All they do is care about themselves and whoever's giving them the biggest backhanders at the time. So yeah, we've got to get past this whole idea of party politics. That is actually the poison in the system.
Yeah.
And that's what we're about anyway. In our own position, we're pushing for direct democracy and get rid of the political, these career politician types. Who basically just, I mean, they're lying through their faces and everywhere else, just to get reelected and to keep the money coming in. It's just a big game.
As Ian said, we're looking at there's a much deeper structural problem, and that is the party political system itself, and the wedge, the complete distance and gap and vacuum between those decision makers and the people. And that's where we think that the structural problem needs to be resolved, and we've got our offer for it, and through direct democracy, a Bill of Rights to which we will all people within the United Kingdom be. So when it comes to the votes, your presumption that a vote in Northern Ireland isn't worth the same as a vote in for me as an English person, I've got to say, again, it's a falsehood, because it's exactly the same value currently as a vote in England, a vote in Northern Ireland, and that is absolutely no value whatsoever, because we have no mechanism of accountability. The laws are therefore to be implemented by our overseers where necessary and when necessary and against whoever, because we've had our common law rights removed from us. And again, coming back to the idea of the embryonic stages, we're way past the embryonic stages. If we weren't, you wouldn't be able to get a on-the-spot fine from a policeman for whatever, a parking offence. He'd have to take you through a court of law. We wouldn't have had, we wouldn't have developed this whole industry within our country where we pay people to look at making crimes and making a resource out of taxpayers through fines. That's how bad it's got. We're so lost from our rights that what I'm saying is we're beyond the embryonic stage, and we need to get up to speed with getting those rights back. And the first stage, as Ian says, is we've got to remove this idea that we need to be governed by these different mafias, whether it's Conservative mafia, Labour mafia, whichever mafia it is, that's what it is. They take your money, they enrich themselves, and they take the backhanders, and there's no accountability. We need to bring that accountability back.